guys, today I'm going to be doing a TBR, which is to be read, and a book wrap up for the month of July. Now, if you don't know what these terms mean, it's basically in the world of booktubing. So basically I'm going to haul some books for you that I got from the library that I'm planning on reading, and then I'm going to give you short reviews on the books that I've read the last few months. So let's just get into it. So I'm going to start with the book haul, and I'm going to start out with the book that I'm currently reading at the moment, and it is the book called The Goldfinch, and this is by Donna Tartt, and I am on the 86th page. I know, so impressive. But this book is huge, and it has like I think it has like almost 800 pages, so that's a little bit ridiculous. But what I know of it right now, it's basically about a man who is kind of telling his story of a tragic event happened, and he is going through how it happened and all that stuff, and I think it's basically going to talk about his life and how that affected him and all of that. So it's actually really good, and I think I'm like 99% sure that this is an adult novel, which I usually don't read adult novels because they tend to bore me. It depends on what they are, but so far this one's really good. I think it's gonna take me some time to get through it, but it's quite swell. And then the next book is A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius. Now, I have started reading this book. I have read a lot of reviews on Goodreads about this book. A lot of them aren't good. A lot of people don't like this book. A lot of people don't like this author. I heard about like all of these books from Dana, or the Book Hoarder here on YouTube, which is usually where I hear about books. She really liked it. Now, something different about this book, it is a memoir, but something different about this book is that at the beginning of the book, it kind of has like roles and suggestions for enjoyment of this book. It literally says that. So it has like 6 points, and basically the gist of it is saying that you can skip certain pages or certain chapters and stuff in the book. Now, I really want to read like the whole thing so I can get the whole idea of what the book is about and stuff, but I understand why he said to skip those chapters, because honestly the first chapter is pretty good, but the second one is kind of slow and I'm not really into it. So I'm still kind of working on this. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it. We'll see. I'll let you know. And these are books that I haven't started reading yet. This one is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. Oh, and that book was by Dave Eggers. This is basically about it's in the future, and it's about a girl who has been frozen in time basically, and they're supposed to, her and her parents and everybody else who's been frozen, I guess, they're supposed to wake up on a new planet, and she wakes up early than she's supposed to, and it's basically about her dealing with all the stuff that's going on and stuff. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I know that it's like based in space and stuff, and I think Chris is rubbing off on me because I'm reading a lot of books about space. It's most of the time it's accidental, but it looks really interesting, and I'm really excited to read this because it looks really good, and I really like the cover. And then I have this book, which is by Philippa Gregory. This is called The Boleyn Inheritance, and she also wrote the other Boleyn Girl, which I have, and I love that book. I love everything related to the Boleyns, as I've talked about before, and I have read a couple of Philippa Gregory's books. The reason why I am reading this is because I feel like it. If you go back to some of my other book hauls, I did have one haul where I had a ton of Philippa Gregory books, and I didn't finish like a lot of them because I ended up not having enough time and I was working and stuff, so it didn't work out. But I want to read this because I really like stuff about the Boleyns, as I said, and I also ordered some other books by her because I want to slowly get through those books that I didn't read and actually read them. So now I'm going to tell you about the books that I have read. So I read 3 books, well, 3.5. So the first one was We Were Liars, and that was a really amazing book. Honestly, I really liked the writing style. It was really different from anything I've ever read before, and the plot twist at the end was kind of mind-blowing. Now, I can't say that I didn't expect it a little bit because I was kind of trying to figure out what was going on, and I have read a lot of books, so I kind of like pull ideas from other books that I've read and stuff, but I kind of had an idea that something was going on that wasn't completely being talked about. I don't remember the girl's name in the book because After I read books, I just kind of forget names and stuff. I remember like the plot, but it's basically about a girl and she has been in an accident and she has brain damage basically, so she has amnesia. She basically goes on vacation every year with her family to this like private island or something, and they're really well off and stuff, and she always spends time with her cousins and also a guy who's a friend of her cousins and stuff and their friends and stuff. And it's basically about that. And then one summer something happens and she doesn't know what happened because she was in an accident. She doesn't remember anything. So basically it's her trying to kind of go back and remember what was going on. The entire book is basically her trying to remember what happened and stuff and figuring it out. By the time you find out what did happen, you will be relieved, and also I personally was devastated. I expected something like that to happen, but I didn't expect for something like that to happen. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, and I cried. I really cried. But it was a really good book, and I highly suggest it if you haven't read it. I read it in a day, and it rocked my world. It really did. And then another book that I read was Jerk, California, and it is about a boy who has Tourette syndrome, and it's basically about his story. It's kind of like a coming of age book and stuff, and that's really all that I kind of want to tell you about it, because I feel like with like coming of age stories and stuff, you kind of have to read it to get the whole idea of it, I guess. But I think it's interesting also because the author of the book has Tourette syndrome, so he kind of put in, you know, feelings that he had when he was younger and growing up and stuff. It is extremely heartbreaking, pretty much up until like all of it. All of it pretty much is very, very heartbreaking. Beautiful journey of kind of self-discovery, and I sound like I'm freaking, I don't know, a weirdo or something, but yeah, that's basically what it's about. Let me stop. And then another book that I actually just finished reading was Dog by David Pinache, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but it's actually a children's novel, and he is a French writer who his works have been translated and stuff like that. And of course I heard about this from Dana. I'm totally completely open to reading children's novel. This one was seriously amazing. It was about a dog, and it's basically from the perspective of the dog and stuff like that, so it's kind of like, I don't know, All Dogs Went to Heaven or Fox and the Hound or something. It's from the perspective of a dog, but it's basically about his life, and he has a hard life, man. Like, he goes through a lot, and I don't know, it was just really good, and it was really touching, especially if you do like animals and if you do like dogs, then I think you'll really like it. I highly suggest it. And then a book that I kind of am in the middle of reading, I haven't finished reading it, is called Quiet, and I forget who that's by. I heard about it from another YouTuber, and it's basically about introverts and everything related to being an introvert, you know, how to kind of not get over it. It's not a book that is making introverts into, you know, a bad thing. It really shines a light on people who are introverts and have accomplished so much in the world, and I think that's really awesome because I am an extreme introvert. I am very, 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 very introverted. You know, sometimes like growing up especially, you have a lot of people making it something that it's bad, you know? The world has their ideal person and they are extroverted. That's kind of the ideal type of person, I guess. I remember, even though I homeschooled most of my life, I did go to like kindergarten and I did go to like 1 day a week school and stuff, and like we would get report cards. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but we would get like report cards, and you know, I would say like, oh, they're a joy to have in class and stuff like that. Mine would always say, of course, you know, they're a joy to have in class, but I wish she'd participate more. They're very quiet, you know, and it would always be kind of like a negative thing, which it really shouldn't be. And I feel like children who are introverted shouldn't be pushed into being more extroverted, because I feel like that happens with a lot of kids. I can make a whole video about like being an introvert and stuff. I kind of wanted to make a video after I finished reading the book, but I can totally do it now because I feel like I have a lot to say about it and stuff that I've dealt with and stuff like that. But if you guys want me to do that, then I can definitely make a video on that. I think it would be really cool and stuff. But yeah, that's it for my book haul and to be read and wrap up this month. So if you guys want to see more book videos, definitely let me know down below. If you have any other book recommendations, again, let me know down below. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.